What's up, guys? Tino, yeah? If you were to describe Cape Town in one sentence, what would that sentence be? I think in my case it would be Cape Town really does not like broke people. But it's not all bad news, okay? Or if you're not broke, that is. Not. If you're broke, I think I only have bad news for you. Cape Town, like literally every other city in the world, has its perks and drawbacks, and in this video I'm going to talk about both of those things, starting with the pros, what's there to love about Cape Town, and then I'm going to finish off with the not so nice things about Cape Town. What you need to understand whilst watching this video is that this is one person's experience, okay? This is my personal experience as a foreigner who grew up in a small city in Zimbabwe during some very tough economic times, and if you were to visit this city, you will likely have a very different experience, and that's totally fine. If that's the case, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Okay, intro. They call it the mother city, perhaps because it is the oldest city in South Africa. Sandwiched between the Atlantic Ocean and the various mountains, the most famous of which is Table Mountain, the city is blessed with a tremendously visually pleasing natural environment. You are never more than a few minutes away from an outdoor activity that is well suited for your pocket and your physical abilities. You can hike up any of the various mountains surrounding the city. If it's the ocean you fancy, well, there's more than 20 beaches out here, each with its own unique and relaxing experience. From sunbathing on the beaches of Camps Bay to snorkeling with the seals and dolphins in False Bay. There's something for everyone here, and that's one thing I really love about Cape Town. There's parks littered all over the city. Right now I'm actually in a park in Parklands, the irony. This is a beautiful park with, flower beds. Best time to come here for flowers. There's bird watching, there's a whole massive lagoon. Behind me, you can't just see it because the weather here is a bit questionable. Let's not forget about the beautiful countryside, its wine farms, and the scenic drives to get there. Trust me when I say this, the list is rather lengthy. Now, Cape Town isn't only known for its, natural beauty. It is quite beautiful here, but also for its cultural diversity and historical significance when it comes to South Africa. There is a famous South African called Nelson Mandela. He spent many of his years in Robben Island, a prison in Cape Town, and it's actually been turned into a museum now. It's like a short 30-minute ride, I think it's 30 minutes, from the waterfront. I've been to a lot of places around South Africa, okay? I mean, I've spent most of my time in Cape Town, but I've been to Durban, I've been to Joburg, I've driven through the Northern Cape, the Northwestern Cape, hot place. And I have to say, the people in Cape Town are a lot more welcoming to foreigners compared to most other places in South Africa. Maybe that's probably because it's a very tourist-centered place. There's a lot more English-speaking people around Cape Town, and there's a lot more people willing to speak to you in English, which is really cool. So it makes it really easy to navigate the city. The standard of living here is very good. The city is so exceptionally clean. They have fairly secure suburbs in Cape Town, especially when you compare it to the rest of South Africa. But only if you actually have the money. Otherwise, they have a fairly active nightlife, which is a bit irrelevant to me because I'm not much of a nightlife person. But if I do want to have a night out, I usually do enjoy myself. Like I said earlier on, there's something for everyone here. So if you summarize all these perks that I've mentioned, you notice that they make Cape Town a great place for visiting, for vacation or holiday, that kind of thing. Maybe you can choose to retire to this place because it's very beautiful and it's got a low cost of living, high standard of living. So it's a pretty good place. And also, if you have a very good and thick salary, it's a great place to be. You can live your bougie life because you can afford it. Now, as a young professional who's trying to build wealth and develop a career in technology, I sadly can't enjoy most of these perks that Cape Town has to offer. I simply don't have the money, and I'm not at a stage in life where I can enjoy and indulge in these pleasures. I simply haven't reached that stage. And with that said, let's move on to the not so nice things about Cape Town. Starting with the lighter stuff, the weather. I'm sure you noticed at the beginning of this video, it was very misty and foggy. And in the last couple of minutes, it's now back to sunny. Why? You cannot afford to go around the city without your jersey, okay? Ignore the weather forecast. Expect it to be cold at some point during the day. I'm wearing shades because I'm facing the sun, and it's actually quite sunny. Like if you look around, there's a lot of blue skies. But I'm wearing a jersey because it's flipping cold here. It's windy throughout the whole year. Owning a drone in Cape Town sometimes feels like torture because you can't fly it most of the time anyways. If you have a small car and you're on the highway during one of those windy days, like you can feel your car being thrown around the road. The winters are cold and they're wet. A very unnecessary combination. Cost of living in Cape Town is much higher compared to the rest of South Africa, and this is mainly due to accommodation. Cape Town has accommodation for all price brackets. If you have 1,000 rands, you will find a place to live, okay? But when you compare what you can get in Cape Town to what else you can get in other places around the country, it's a bit disappointing, eh? For example, I paid 7,000 rands a month to stay in a studio apartment. The location wasn't even that good, but at least it was close to work. And it is one of the best deals I could get in the whole city, okay? If you want to live in Cape Town, in the city, you have to budget at least like 8,000-9,000 rands. And you're going to be staying in like a one bed. Like it's so sad, eh? So the cost of living is going to be high because of the exorbitant rentals. And if you're unlucky to stay in a place that doesn't have good public transport, you're going to pay a lot of money for transportation. As for everything else like food and whatever, it's pretty much the same with the rest of South Africa. Pick and Pay is going to have the same prices in Joburg and in Cape Town in most cases. Cape Town, after all, is in South Africa, and therefore it is not immune to the crime experienced in South Africa. Cape Town literally has the most murders in the world in any city. That's a bit disturbing, eh? But when you come here and experience the city as a tourist or as a visitor, or even if you stay here for a couple of years, you might think to yourself, but where's the crime? Where are these murders? You can't really talk about Cape Town and not mention racism. That would be a bit ignorant of me. Cape Town is very European. It has European origins. I've never been to Europe, but I'm pretty sure it looks somewhat like Cape Town. It is kind of obvious why that's the case, given its history. But because of all that, it feels like Cape Town is designed for European tourists and European immigrants. Everything here is marketed towards Europeans. If you go to wine farms, they have European flags. The architecture around here, the statues, even the famous red bus is modeled after buses in London. The nightlife is very active, but it's also very European. This was one big disappointment for me. I love house music. When I grew up in Zim, I was obsessed with South African house music. When I was coming to Cape Town, I was looking forward to attending all these clubs with the DJ Tiras and all these black artists I used to love listening to. But I was so sad to realize that these guys never come to Cape Town. I think the only person I've enjoyed in Cape Town is Black Coffee, and a few concerts that take place at the Kirstenbosch summer concerts. But that's it, okay? It's unlike the rest of the country where, this black vibe is very prominent everywhere in the city. Here in Cape Town, if you want to experience black South Africa, you have to go to the townships. That's where you're going to see it. And funny enough, that is actually marketed as a tourist attraction. You have tourists taking tours into townships to experience the black life here. It's very weird, actually. If you search for reviews about Cape Town, you'll find that most of them always make comparisons with European cities because that's who they want to attract here. Thanks to apartheid, the city is so very well segregated. Okay, apartheid ended more than 20 years ago, but the boundaries that were created back then are still visible today. If you look at the places that were once reserved for white people, today those places are the safest places to stay in. They have the best roads, the best infrastructure, the best schools, the best of everything, okay? And you ask yourself, why is that the case? This is how racism exposes itself in the city, okay? It's not in your face, okay? Chances of you being called certain words because of the color of your skin, they're quite slim, at least in my experience. but the racism here, it's very structural, it's institutional. So yeah, that's my review. I love the city, don't get me wrong. It has its downsides like literally every other city in the world, but I think if I'm to settle down in South Africa, this will probably be the city I'm gonna do that in. I have a really soft spot for this place. Right now I'm gonna take a few pictures because there's this place is known for bird watching in the lagoon. I'm gonna take a few pictures and yeah, like the video if you enjoyed it, leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and check out the videos on the screen as I finish off here. Okay, you have a good day.